Okay. Okay. Hi, good people. My name is Nick Kanali, and welcome to 24-bit. On set, I have
Chenze Manal.
David Gitonga.
yes. Come on, because you forgot to mention your blogs.
Okay, androidkenya.com.
Mine is E-Labz.info.
Yeah,
E
and
with a hyphen.
With a hyphen.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
and,
underscores.
yeah, and I blog at techtrends.co.ke. So today we're going to talk about online reviews. I know it's something we mentioned when we had our last conversation about e-commerce, but today I want us to actually dig deeper into it. Just the other day I was reading some report about how a huge percentage of consumers really trust online reviews, and they trust them as much as they will trust recommendation from even friends and family. So just to start us off, how good are online reviews for any business or for any product?
Good, because for a start, as a consumer myself, forget that I also write reviews as a consumer. Before I buy anything, I actually look out for reviews. Now, I don't live in a bubble. I understand that's not how everyone operates, but that's how I operate, and I prefer. There are people I look up to for reviews whose opinion I take seriously. If they say this about a product, and they're having second thoughts, I'll also automatically have second thoughts, unless I use someone else's edition of the product and I have a different experience. Yeah. So for me, as a consumer, reviews are like very important. Basically, I can't buy any piece of consumer electronics without reading a review somewhere. I was on Amazon I think 2 nights ago, and there was a nice sale on a pair of headsets. I thought I'd want, and then they had dropped price by almost 100%. Yeah. So, but I didn't know much about the product, so I went to Google up the reviews, read, watched a couple of videos, and as a result of that, I was able to make a decision. That was for something I didn't know much about, but I saw a sale and I saw that it's something I'd want. Then there was also another 100% off deal on Amazon again for something else that I know so well, but one that I've never seen anyone use, but I know so well because people whose reviews I read, whose videos I watch, have actually reviewed that, and it's consistently come out on top as a very good product. So I immediately ordered for that. There were no second thoughts. So reviews do play a critical role. And right now in this day and age, when you have in every segment you have multiple products. Let's say we're talking about vacuum cleaners. You'll find in that segment there are lots of vacuum cleaners, smart, the old ones and everything. Yeah, there needs to be someone somewhere saying, I use this is how it is. I use this is how it is. Now there are two ways of saying it. There are those who will come and say based on the experience of use on where they bought it, like an e-commerce platform. And then there are those who professionally do this, like it's their job or it's what they are known for. Yeah, so they won't necessarily come to write on that e-commerce platform, but they have their own platforms where they write to this, and they become opinion shapers. Either way, the role they play is informing you. So I find, for that matter, reviews to be very important. And if I was going to say, I hardly ever buy anything without seeing some form of review or the other. Yeah.
For you, how often do you go online to look for a review before purchasing a product?
I think it's exactly the same. I would express my opinion the same way. I think also, I don't think I buy something without looking at reviews, especially because I buy a lot of things on Amazon and eBay. Especially if you're looking at upgrading on a product that you already have, or you're looking at a new product. You just don't trust the product because it's there. You want to see what others are saying about it, how they've used it. Are there some problems with it, or what should you look out for? And I especially like reviews, especially when you're doing comparisons of products, because they'll tell you, this product has this weakness or it has this strength, and that gives you a really good idea. I've changed buying a product or a service just by looking at a review sometimes, because of something someone else recommended. So I would say they are on my top list of priorities when looking at buying something on.
And I think I mean both of us we do these reviews, for example, different blogs, right? And as I said earlier, most of our readers or any online consumer really trust these reviews. They trust our opinions on these things. Yeah, right. I mean, so do you think, like, for the consumer, why is it so important for them to actually go out and look for a review before purchasing a product?
A couple of things. For me, if I'm a consumer, one of the things I want to know is, one, is it a good use of my resources? By resources, I mean time and money. Time, because if I'm ordering from an international e-commerce platform like Amazon, it means it will take some time before it gets to me. Well, I could just take a matatu to town and buy something else alongside the same lines. So is it worth waiting for this other product? So that's number one. Two, money is always a factor. So I wouldn't want to spend my hard-earned money on a defective product, or a product that has some things I didn't expect it to have. So, or some compromises I didn't expect it to have. I'm usually very picky most when it comes to like things like phones. So I'd want to know out of the box, if I'm coming to pay 60,000 shillings for a phone, does it satisfy everything I expect it to? Yeah. Much as I review phones, I don't get to review everything. So many times I get to read other people's reviews, and there are a lot of people I either trust their reviews or I look up to because they inspire me with the kind of work they do. So I'll go read their reviews, get an opinion of the product, and then eventually go with it. And also there's the bit where I have a certain critical mass of knowledge that I can use to gauge, but the reviews do play a key factor. More so things that are not directly tech related. Like I was looking for a laptop bag there sometime last year and I went actually to read and watch reviews for other people who've done the reviews for the particular bag that I ended up settling on. And I bought it as a result of those reviews, knowing someone was just there telling me, this is what you will get, this is what you want to get, these are the compromises. So I look at the compromises and I'm like, yeah, I can live with that. And then I look at others and I'm like, no, this, I can't live with this. So it's a balancing act. But that is one way. There are things like applications. Whenever I see a new application, also one that is not in beta, which means there are actual user reviews on the Play Store, I go and read those reviews. If the first page, second page, third page, all the way to page number 5 are all negative, there's no chance I'm installing that application. Because all those people can't be wrong, surely. It can't be a conspiracy to just defraud you. They are actual users, and probably the opinion is not as much informed. It's actually raw. It's what they experience. Because professional reviewers have a way of words and using words in which they can make a horrible situation sound like just a minor thing. But a normal user, if they find something doesn't work, that's what they say. And you won't get anything better than that. So when I usually go to the Play Store and you have your app is bedeviled by those very brutal reviews, I'll take those. So if they're a balance 50-50, I'll go ahead and install the application and see what opinion I can form myself and what experience I'm getting. But if they're all bad, why should I not trust those people? It's the reason that reviews section exists. So reviews are important because of the product, and two, the sell. You might find this is a very good product, but maybe it's refurbished, and the people who are now selling it as a result is not really the person who the company in charge. Like, let's say it's a MacBook, it's refurbished, but you're not buying directly from Apple, you're buying directly from someone else. The experience will really vary, because if you're buying a refurbished thing from Apple, they keep it to their standards, so you'll still get the same kind of experience you expect from Apple and all those things, and they have at least some guarantees. If it doesn't fit, you can return it within 6 months or 30 days or something. But you could also be buying a refurbished MacBook from a third party. And the third party might not have the same guarantees, and since it's refurbished, that third party item you're buying could come with all manner of things. It's either scratched, there's no charger in the box, like so many things that you can't guarantee. So when you go read the reviews, they'll actually tell you that, so it's a mix.
That's what Chenze mentioned about, even for small products, even as small as a laptop bag, you're just going to check it for you. I mean, who knew someone can actually go and look for a laptop bag review before purchasing a laptop bag? I mean, so however small a product is,
I know David is a busy person. He carries his camera, he carries a laptop, carries a tablet, his phones, they have chargers. So I'd be interested in knowing which kind of bag he uses, how it suits him. Is it heavy, the kind of material, how smart it is, he can charge his gadgets while in there, do they all fit in? So if he does a review of that, I'll come and watch. If there's another bag he likes, he does a review, I'll come and watch, or I'll come and read. So that's basically how it works, because we all have different use cases, and we tend to align with someone who's reviewing something that at that point in time probably fits into how we live our lives.
It's also interesting how you get to discover so much inside those reviews, because people will always like tend to compare. By the way, while this bag is good, I also had this bag that had this and this that was much better. So sometimes I find those reviews so enlightening. Like I said, sometimes I've changed my mind on a product just based on what someone said or recommended. Just inside those reviews, sometimes they'll even give you links. Check out this other product and see what you think about it.
And it's not just the kind of gadgets and products you're obsessed about. Even other things like modes of transport, places to eat. There is always something on Kenyan Twitter every other week. A while back, there was an interesting debate about the kind of restaurants in Nairobi and where people can go for lunch and dinner, what they offer. First, the customer service, which is a huge measure of the overall customer experience. Two, you're going to eat, so the food, the portions, the quality, the pricing. And it's always an interesting discussion on Kenyan Twitter, because you'll find certain places you just measure them and everyone in your mentions is like, no, please, for the love of God, don't go there. And then you mention other places and people are like, yes, we had a good experience here and this. Just the other day I was answering a question. Someone was asking which is the best service to use to ship products if you're buying in the US or the UK. Such questions always come up. The next thing, you'll hear someone describing the experience with a certain internet service provider. Another one with another mobile network operator and the kind of service they're getting. Another one with this taxi aiding platform. So basically, also social media, it might not be someone's platform or hosted on e-commerce, but it's a huge part of these reviews. The reviews are largely informal, like no one will come and tell you this is a review, but from the tone and how it's presented, you can see it's a review. Like I went to this restaurant, the service wasn't good, and I come online to share my experience. While I didn't intend to make it a review, that's a review.
They may not even know you're doing a review.
But that's a review, because I've avoided so many places because of the experience someone had. So there are things I've never even tried out, but someone who I trust, because why you come to share online is you are bitter. You are either going on a date, so you wanted to impress someone, and then the experience turns so horrible. So you'll be bitter, or you ume hustle. You got money and you decided I'm going to spend it here, and then unaenda unalipa 30,000 for 2 fingers of fish. You come out there guns blazing. So
I remember my friend did that. I'll not mention the restaurant, but he told us, I'm not going back to that restaurant again. For 2,000 he barely ate anything.
Exactly. So, and that's still a review, and where is it posted online? So it even becomes harder for service providers to keep up, because the thing is, while I might have a blog and I'll come and review and rate a certain product, someone has a Facebook account and they'll do exactly the same, and that goes to the entire network of friends.
And you mentioned like even how some businesses or even companies are hiring professional reviewers to review their product. You did that with Backstage. How important is that for a company hiring like someone to just review their product?
It depends with what the company has in place, the mechanisms. Hiring someone to do your reviews, let's say you're hiring me, the reason you do that is probably because you're riding on my reputation or my knowledge, or maybe you've liked some of the work I've done. But the end product is based on how you decide to work with such a person who's you've hired, because as if you're going to tell them what to say about your product, then it's not a review.
That's what
and the people that person is communicating to are not dumb, they'll see through that. Yeah. So for you as a marketer or as someone whose product is being reviewed, you end up losing. Yeah. Because you'll want this person, maybe they are authoritative in their field or they have a voice that people listen to. You would want this person to say what your product really is, what the experience is, something that relates with the people they speak to, not your opinion of the product. Otherwise, you could just have posted it on your platforms anyway. You know, because that way, when next time, if this person pointed out some flaws in a product, next time you iterate on that product and you make it better, you can count on the same person to come and say, oh, by the way, this was how version 1 was, now they have version 2 and it looks like this. These are the improvements, it's now so much better. Or they didn't do anything, it's still bad. Yeah, you need to count on that. And if the person has authority, maybe the onus is on you to take the opinion. You could look at them as a super customer, yeah, whose opinion you will value and probably look at when you're integrating when you're iterating the next version of your product, like you integrate it as part of the feedback. But others see it from a marketing angle and they are like, Chenze is out to spoil our name. Like, really, I don't wake up with an intention to spoil anyone. Yeah. But I have an obligation to my readers to tell them my experience, just as it is. I don't sit somewhere and manufacture words. It's just the experience. And how the experience comes about is because either I've been using these things or I've been doing this for a while. So I used product X from brand Y. Now I'm using product P from brand Q. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? How does it compare? How will it fit in a lifestyle? Or I live this kind of life and you also live this kind of life, so you're able to relate to what I'm saying. So I have this product. Does it even fit into the kind of lives we live? Does it not? I have an obligation to tell you. So if a brand decides to come and tap into my voice, it should tap into that with the knowledge that it can go either way, that I can end up informing my audience that such and such a product is good, or it will work for you here, here, and here, and it won't work for you here, here, and here. It's all good. Yeah. So while a lot of brands go that route, a lot of content you can find on YouTube is along the same line. It's either sponsored or the manufacturer or the maker has facilitated the person reviewing to have access to it. Same with the reviews we write. At the end of the day, the voice of the person reviewing it needs to come out. Otherwise, it's not a review. Yeah, it's just another marketing piece. And what's the point?
I mean, because we've had cases of, like, for example, a company like X giving me a smartphone to review. Yeah. When I do a honest opinion, I'm like, come on, Nick, you know, I've written that. You see, it happens, yeah?
Yeah.
But you know, bottom line,
and it makes me mad.
Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, but what they don't realize is, I mean, this is your opinion, this is your experience you're writing.
Yes.
If something is bad, something is bad.
Yes.
If it's good, it's good. You have to mention that.
Yeah. I usually don't understand the rationale behind someone wanting to twist my opinion on a product. If anything, if you really value my voice, you should be very happy when I say good things about you. Not me saying good things about you, but deep down you know it's because you told me to say so.
That's
like
so
if you had a kid in school and they brought home a report showing good grades, you'll be happy because they brought good grades. But you could also be one of the donors in that school and you harass the teacher to give your kid good grades. So when the kid comes, they're happy they have good grades. Deep down you know you don't deserve it. Yeah, so does that make you happy? It doesn't. And it doesn't help anyone. So ultimately the person with the money gets to have the say in most instances, but it's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong. One, there are some instances. One, I might not be able to even afford the product you brought to market. But two, I have people who are asking me an opinion about your product. So if you can get that product to me, I don't mind. But that's the end of the story. Now let me do my bit, because this is what I do best. And you should be able to look at it from a professional angle and appreciate any feedback you might have on your product, and not see it as part of your marketing whereby I'm soiling what your prospective customers have, the view they have of you, which is the angle that most brands end up taking, and it's wrong. And then you will end up hearing, like in Kenyan circles, the conversation is like, bloggers are this and this and this and this, and you'll find in most places bloggers are not welcome because they either have a very bad name or something because of other factors that are way beyond our control. But product wise, there are people who know their stuff, and if I was working on the other side, me, I'd want to just, you do your thing. Yeah, because customers appreciate that, and you don't know it, but you'll find them associating your brand that way. There are lots of examples people can learn from, like OnePlus came on board, the phone manufacturer. They got a lot of things right. They had lots of ridiculous things, and they were called out for it, but they've grown along like that. In between, they've banned people from even writing about their product. They had a tussle with Android police, but they always learn their lessons and they move on. Because ordinarily, OnePlus is a purely online thing, something that not many people will even relate to. But the reason we can even sit down to use them as a case example is because they've taken the lessons they've gotten online. And that's how they're able to iterate. And and something. So it's something that brands can learn, because reviews work for both ways. You and the person you're targeting, who is your prospective customers. Period. The reviewer is just is not even a middleman. It's just almost an invisible force. That does not benefit in any way. If I go and buy something because someone spoke highly of it and I trust the opinion, who benefits here? It's the person who's selling the product, and also me, because I was in need of the product in it. This other person just lent a voice, and that's how it should be. It should be seen.
Plus, I also believe the voice also needs to be balanced, like you mentioned. It's I'll trust a review more, despite it being negative. If there's a positive aspect of it, I'll even trust it more. That because you've balanced both sides. So, like you're saying, it shouldn't be thought of as only negative. It can also help accentuate, if that's the word, to the positive aspects that.
But also the other thing we usually miss is I usually hear people say that was a balanced review. I'm usually of the opinion that there's nothing like balanced. At the end of the day, no one wants a regurgitation of facts. And let's say I'm reviewing a phone or a smartwatch. A regurgitation of facts will be me telling you it has 6 GB RAM. Yes, you know that. It's even written on the box. Probably even Google and went to GSM Arena and saw the same thing. I want to tell what I should be telling you is, yes, it has 6 GB of RAM. Does it perform like it has 6 GB of RAM? Or does it perform like it has 2 GB RAM? So that is entirely, because to some users, as much as it's written on the box there's 3 GB RAM, that's meaningless to them. They just need to see it in action. It's one of the reasons why I usually like Apple's approach. Apple didn't bother you with specs and all that. As long as the iPhone works, it doesn't matter it has 1 GB underneath.
They'll show you.
Yes, they want to show you, because at the end of the day, it's the experience. You, other than you wouldn't be out there desiring something with the best specs while it doesn't perform. So at the end of the day is the experience. So reviews are essentially lots of opinions. And the opinions at times can even be biased, because if someone reviews purely Apple products, you will expect them to always lean a certain way, and his fans or her fans will come because of that sort of inclination. So it's those kind of opinion you should have it, and you should prepare. It's a review. Much as there are facts surrounding a product, the experiences vary. What I might find works for me or works this way and I like it might not necessarily be what Nick finds works for him or he likes, and that should be expected. Otherwise it will be a very boring world, and we will probably have one YouTube channel doing reviews and one blog doing reviews. We wouldn't have several. But to expect to have a uniform voice, it's creating an echo chamber, and no one wants that. Period. I've never been a product manager, so it's easy for me to say this from this other end, but even if I was on the other side, I think I'd want the same. Because it gives someone, let's say a customer, a chance to weigh all aspects. So it even lessens the burden. Like I was buying the Xiaomi Mi 1. When I'm going to buy the Mi 1, I knew the compromises it has. So I knew exactly what I was getting. So immediately after I bought it and put in my SIM card and started using it, you can't find me complaining about a certain feature that it lacks. I knew what to expect. That is what reviews prepare you for. So it even lessens the complaint. If I told you taxi hailing app ABCD does this, yeah, before you go ahead to sign up and ask for a ride, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yes.
So I've not even changed your opinion or anything, but I've told you, so you know. So after that, you want to go to Twitter and complain. They treated me like, no, you are wrong.
You're told.
You know, that is what they do. But the problem is, not all of us view it that way.
Yeah.
And so many people are out there who will want to change your opinion on something. I'm usually very vocal against that, but it's an ongoing conversation, and chances are I'll never win that war anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
Yeah.
And as we end up, I want to talk about two things. Let's talk about but I mean, first, can online reviews make or break businesses?
Yes.
A resounding yes.
Yes. Big yes. Ignore online reviews as a business at your own peril. Yes. And embracing online reviews doesn't mean you giving me freebies so that I shut up. Yeah, no. It means you actually making your product better. If you bring a good product to market, we won't have anything negative to say about it. We'll say all the good things. Yeah, because that's what it is. That's the truth. Yeah. If you bring a bad product, and you won't expect us to sing praises. Yeah, because that's also the truth. If you also bring a product that is a mixed bag, that's what we'll say. Because that's what it is. Because it's one thing for me to sit on my pedestal and say such and such a product is bad, yeah, because I'm doing it maliciously, and then all your customers go and buy it and find it so good. They'll never trust me and I'll lose that platform, right? So it cuts across. But if I come and say it's really good and people go and buy it and find it's a defective product, do you think they'll listen to me next time? Yeah. So if it's my blog, it becomes one big billboard. Yeah, that people see when they pass by and they're like, yeah, now leave that guy alone. You see, so but so does that mean you as a brand you'll come to me next time? Because there'll be no one I'm talking to. Yeah. You don't want that. So
yeah, like he mentioned, I think reviews really shape somebody's influence. So as much as businesses may not look at it from a marketing perspective, I think it's a very important aspect that they should consider, because it sort of helps them to market themselves without necessarily being too pushy.
Yes.
So it's very easy to influence other people's opinion, and it's an opinion that I believe lasts much longer. It has a shelf life compared to what you do through an ad or a billboard.
Yeah, exactly. Because the idea here is you are launching a very nice car. Not many people have just money lying around to go and buy that car. So what do? You get that car to as many reviewers who have platforms they can talk about it as possible. Someone is very influential in terms of cars on Twitter. You get it to them. They talk it in the best way they know possible. So in that way, one, they are amplifying your message. Two, they're using their platforms to actually tell the people who interact with them what it is that car has, and if they ever were to consider it, what they're getting. As long as that voice is natural, it comes from them, and it's not forced, or it's not sticking to a certain unseen script. That's about it. Your product sells. Yeah, it's the reason some of us tune religiously to car shows, and we subscribe to channels that showcase cars and review cars on YouTube. It's the reason why we watch Top Gear, the Grand Tour, and all that. Because one, guys get to review cars. Two, they do it with so much fun. Three, we can relate. Four, those are things we want to own someday. So it's the same. Like if you're going to launch a 100,000 shillings phone, there's no miracle I'll have 100,000 shillings lying somewhere. But if you bring the phone to me, I'll be able to say what this is, what it offers, and that's about it. There are people who actually, at times, some of the things I actually do buy quite a lot of gear myself to just come and use. Some of it I review, some of it I never ever review, because at times there's not even interest, and I'm not like, I don't really mirror the use cases of so many people. So some of us are actually even fans of your brand, and we would actually even buy it anyway. You buy the kind of products you are selling, even if you didn't want to work with us. That's just how it is. So if you're a business, you need to look at it from that angle. You can be indifferent to reviewers, but they're out there doing their work just like you're doing yours of creating a product and bringing it to market. And for as long as there's a human need to buy something, there'll always be a need for an opinion on something. It's basically how human societies have evolved. You'll go ask your neighbor, where did you buy your light bulb? This place, how long does it last? This one lasts 3 months. Another neighbor comes and said, mine lasted a week. So you start weighing options. So yeah.
I think I also look at them like that. I look at reviews as referrals. We trust a referral more than an ad.
Yes.
Or a billboard. So I think businesses should take them seriously, or look at them from that aspect, that these are people talking about our businesses. I think we need to be to look at how they talk about our business.
Or you could just sue them.
And we can't end this conversation without talking about fake reviews.
Yeah, but it's an ongoing conversation. Every other time I'm on Twitter, I always see someone calling out the other for not having an honest review or not having that. So it's a conversation that we can't exhaust in one sitting. We'd love to hear your reactions on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Twitter, on Facebook. What are your experiences about online reviews in Kenya or even elsewhere? Do you trust the reviews that you read? What do you like about them? What should change? What don't you like? Are we like honest, or do we get paid and just completely forget that we are supposed to be accountable to our readers and all that kind of thing? Just join the conversation. Tell us.
Tell us, comment, just anywhere. All as he said, we are all over, so basically comment, interact with us, and yes, thanks so much for watching. As a reminder, I'm Nick Kanani. I blog at techtrends.co.ke.
I'm Emmanuel Chenze, and with Kenya.com.
I'm David Gitonga of E-Labz.info.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.